Okay, welcome back to the channel. So I recently purchased these 5 little cactuses from Walmart of all places. I was walking around looking at their cactuses that they had, and I liked some of the ones they had, but these are more unusual. They're calling them rare. On some of these they have rare cactus. I'm not going to necessarily say that they're rare, but they are more unique cactuses. They were slightly higher priced than their normal cactuses in these little small pots. I've been looking for some of these varieties for a little over a year, so I was surprised to find them in Walmart, but I was very happy to find them. Some of them I don't know what exactly they are, but I find them to be very beautiful. I've been looking for one of these guys for at least a year. Perfect little spear. And then these, we oftentimes find them grafted, so to find them on their own root is pretty exciting, and it's almost right down the middle of the variegated to the green. So I liked this, the way that one looked. And then this one, if you can see that with all the purple that it has, and they were only less than $9, $8.96 a piece. So I'm very happy with that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to repot these cactuses. I'll do one on camera. This is actually called a booby cactus for obvious reasons, I would say. Just going to work some of the soil off. It's still, I guess we would say, call this mid-spring now. It's May 6th as I record this. So it's still perfect time to transplant or up pot your cacti. And yeah, as I thought, this was grown from a cutting, which is perfectly fine. As I get some of this old soil out of here without hurting the roots, hopefully. And I don't need to take any of the soil off, to be honest with you. I could just do a slit pot, which you probably have seen me do with cacti in the past, but today I'm deciding to try to get a little bit of the soil off. But you can see where this was a cutting right here, and then it's grown all these roots, so that's really good. So I'm going from this size pot to this much larger size pot, and I'm using my standard potting mix that I use for bonsais. I also use for my desert roses, which is a succulent, and my cacti, and my normal bonsai, or my normal soil mix, is roughly 80% turfus, which is a baked clay, and then I'm trying to get this a little bit deeper, and then about 20% composted mulch. And what that does is it gives a lot of aeration to the roots, whether you're growing bonsais, whether you're growing succulents, cacti. Gives a lot of aeration to the roots so they're healthy. Maintains a little bit of water with that compost. And the plants just really thrive. Now, once I get all 5 of these potted up, and I'm actually only going to show me potting these up, just one of these cacti, because the process is the same for all 5 of them. I'll take some of the soil away, put them in the pot, not too deep, not too shallow, and then backfill with some more of my soil. Then I'll add some of my favorite fertilizer, Osmocote Plus. It's a slow release fertilizer. So every time you water, or if you keep your plants outside and it rains, your plant will get a little bit of watering or a little bit of fertilizer with that water, but it won't overdo it and cause a problem. But I'll show you at the end of this video all the cactuses potted up once I'm done. And once I get all these potted up, I will not water them for at least 1 week, more likely probably 2 weeks. And what that does, if I did damage any of these roots on this cactus or any of these other ones, if I broke a root off or whatever, it gives that root a week to 2 weeks to callus over before you water it, so fungus doesn't get into that root and cause root rot that will just kill your entire plant. So after you repot a cactus, a desert rose, really any type of succulent, you should wait at least a week, if not 2, before you water it. All right, so with the magic of YouTube, all done. Not bad. Magic of YouTube makes it go by a lot quicker, doesn't it? So as you can see, they're in much bigger pots than the pots that they were originally in. The last thing I'm going to do with you guys today is I'm going to add, like I said, some of my favorite slow release fertilizer, Osmocote Plus. I'm just going to sprinkle that along the top of the soil. And like I said, every time I water these now, a little bit of that fertilizer will wash down into the soil to give your cacti just a little bit of nutrients, since most soil for succulents and cacti are inorganic. So there we go. Probably my favorite one, honestly, is this one. I'm not sure what it's called. It kind of reminds me like a zebra in the form of a cacti with white and green instead of white and black with those stripes, and it has a pup coming off on it. And it was not on a graft. I guess it was grown from a pup because it didn't have a cut on it. The only one that was grown from a graft was this cacti here. The rest of them all, I could tell, were either grown from pups or maybe from seeds. Even this guy, I was expecting this to have been a cutting from a graft, but it must have been grown from a pup also, because it had a really good developed root system and no cut at the bottom of it. Not that it matters, because they are all on their own roots at this point anyways. So like I said, I'm not going to water them for at least 1 week. It's probably going to be 2 weeks before I water them. That way, if there's any root damage that I cause, it doesn't cause root rotting. And so I will put these guys outside on my screened-in porch that I have, my sun porch that I have, so they won't get rained on there. They won't be in bright sun, at least for the next couple weeks. And then I'll give them a good thorough watering, because my soil mix won't hold too much water. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope you guys will subscribe if you're not already subscribed, so you can see how these guys progress over the years and other videos that I put out. If you have any questions, leave them down below or comments. I love hearing from you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.